Muchas gracias, Juanma.
Sí.
Bueno.
Yo, con tu permiso, te voy a dejar aquí solo porque
Sí.
me salía afuera porque me da un poco de mareo. Todo.
Sí.
¿Vale?
Además, tú esto ya lo conoces.
Sí, yo esto lo conozco ya.
Sí, sí, sí. En gran medida lo has parido tú.
Well, actually, this is your baby, so
Quizá
maybe
mi figura
maybe
sea la
my
que
role will
anota
be that of
disonante en un mundo tan científico y tan de gente tan técnica.
my role will be the most different one amongst all of you technical and scientific people. But I did understand four things. Well, let me introduce myself first of all,
Y presentar a mi
and
empresa,
talk about my company.
si quiere la cosa esta. NOWTIC nació hace 8 años.
Well,
Es un
NOWTIC was born 8 years ago. It's my personal
Nos
project.
dedicamos a la consultoría
We
tecnológica desde el origen.
deal with technological consultancy. From the beginning, we develop management solutions, and one of the first clients that we gave coverage to was Juanma's laboratory.
Por su cabeza, enseguida nos planteó ciertas problemáticas.
And his great mind told us about some of the problems that they found on a daily basis during tests and so on, and we developed a technology with digital pens that allowed his lab to keep on working. And the evolution of all of this now leads us to phones, tablets, and so on. So what he asked me not long ago was to find out how all of that work that was being developed on a daily basis in laboratories were to be something that the administration could use, or those bodies that work with figures. And as Domingo was saying, that lack of data, real data, so that all of those data can be used. In the end, it's public data, or they should be public data. We should know what swimming pools respect the regulations, which ones don't, what have they done to fulfill the requirements. So we have focused on the on-site work. Technicians who are on-site measuring, they need an agile, a simple tool, but at the same time, these are accredited labs. They need for what they're doing to be valid. So this should be something that should not be easily manipulated or that could disappear. So we have created a new technology, a platform based on digital forms. So it should be adapted to the problems or specificities of different labs and all the possibilities that we have found. I had not even prepared my presentation. I did it a few minutes ago. I used this form, which is a real form. It comes from a lab, and it is a PDF. It is a PDF that someone is going to have to automatize. So how are we going to do it? Well, we'll see. We'll see how a PDF that someone mechanizes becomes data that the administration or the company or whomever can work with. This is a PDF that has certain information that the lab needs to issue their invoices, to control the situation, to follow up on this. But the part that is more interesting for the scientists is this part here. So we also have the pictures that Teresa was mentioning. Those pictures will also be included within the form, and these pictures are embedded in the document, so that I don't have the photo here, the document there. No, everything is embedded in the same solution, and it is digitally stamped. So this document is valid. We'll see that. So what's the basis? The basis for all of this are Microsoft servers, Azure, and that is why I needed the keyboard. So I don't know if everything works, really.
Muy bien, me voy a
Okay.
identificar.
So I'm going to register.
Esto es real, ¿eh?
This is happening right now. This is
plataforma
real.
de
This is
formularios.
the form platform.
No.
No.
Muy bien.
Okay.
En esta plataforma
So
iremos
in this
subiendo
platform,
todas
we
esas
will upload all of
plantillas
those
que yo
templates
decido
that
que este
I
laboratorio
decide
tiene
this
que
lab
rellenar.
should fill
Pues en
out.
este caso
And
hay
in this
varias
case,
plantillas,
there are
¿no?
different templates.
Alguno habrá podido reconocer alguna.
And maybe some of you have already
Esta es la
recognized some
plantilla,
of them. This is
formulario
the
digital
template. This is the digital form that
que he preparado hace un momento.
I prepared a few moments ago. It's very simple to prepare such a template. And here I define, I decide what things I want the person to fill out, the person who's going to fill it out. What are the mandatory fields, which ones are not mandatory, if there are lists, checks, some options in particular, and who is going to have to sign this document, the on-site technician, the technician and the client, the person responsible for this. So this form, as I told you, is just one, but we can obviously do it in greater detail.
Who
will use this form? Who will have access to it? Well, a certain person in this department or this other person in this other department. After having done this, you will be able to register the users, and the technician with their own smartphone or mobile device will be able to download the app. I could download it right here if it's Windows 10. Well, anyway, the person could download the app and log in. Let's see if I can get the screen to turn around. I will log in and populate. I didn't know what I was doing, sorry. It seemed like someone was scratching. Well, anyway, I don't know if you can really see it, but you cannot see it, okay. So you would populate the form with your tablet or mobile device. You would take the pictures. I'm going to populate some fields, just for the sake of it. And this field could be literally populated with voice command, because you could actually use dictation. And I did with my own voice. I'm going to take a picture as if you were the floor. We could even draw the facilities, sketch them. And the most important part of this process would be that we will be able to sign this off. We have generated a document that we will give validity to. We will validate it. It'll say how many people need to sign it off, and now we will see it on a computer. Just imagine that the operator or the technician is doing it at the Berriozal pool, right? We would visualize the document, we would see the picture, and we would sign it. Or the technician would sign it. The customer would sign it. And there you go. We forget now about this device because right now we are about to see the document on the sign platform. We need to log in, of course. And now it's there. It's available on the platform. And there you have the signed document. This happens immediately. It doesn't really matter if you work on Windows, Mac OS, Android. Here it is. It's loading. And there it is. There you have the document with the signatures. I don't know, you can see it though. Can you?
con el esquemita,
Well,
la foto
here
que
is
se ha
our
hecho.
sketch, the picture that I took.
Y lo más importante que este documento ahora
And what's
ya
most
es
important is that
utilizable,
this document
explotable
can
a
now
nivel
be
de datos.
used,
Podemos descargarnos
and
el
we can
fichero
do
XML,
data
o
mining.
podemos
We can
automatizar la
download the
integración de esta
XML,
misma herramienta
the XML
con
document,
los
or
propios
we can
procesos internos
integrate the tool with the
laboratorio,
internal
de la
lab
administración de
processes,
turno, o
the
del departamento
relevant
que sea,
administration
¿vale?
processes, or whatever
Los datos, el
department
PDF, la imagen,
involved.
todo
Data, PDF, images,
Ventaja de hacerlo de
everything's
esta forma,
comprised
nos
here.
hemos quitado
The
el papel de
advantages
medio.
that this has is that we are
Cosa que-
paperless,
que el
which
Amazonas
is,
nos va a agradecer,
of course,
¿eh?
something that the Amazon will be
que
thankful for.
además ya el propio proceso
And
nos ha integrado dentro del sistema
the
todo,
process
nos ha evitado que nadie
integrates
tenga que
everything in the
mecanizarlo,
system. No
y ya la
one has to
información
type
estará
anything
accesible
in.
para quien decidamos
And
que tiene autorización, ¿no? Para acceder a esto. Y esto era
we
lo que
will
os quería
have
enseñar.
the relevant stakeholders
Espero que os
involved.
haya gustado. Y para el tiempo que había,
I hope you liked it. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Ruben. Y ya estamos con la última presentación de
Thank you very
soluciones
much,
temporales
Ruben.
para la mejora de
We
las
are now
condiciones
going to
de
hear
resistencia al
the
deslizamiento.
last
Con
presentation, which
Stephen
would be
Phillips
about
y
temporary
Pablo Millán, que
solutions to
comparten
improve
con
slip
nosotros.
resistance conditions. We will have Stephen Phillips and Pablo Millán deliver this presentation back to back.